From CBS News Bay Area, this is the Morning Edition.
And we thank you so much for joining us this morning. It is Wednesday, November 15th.
Let's get it started.
What we're trying to do is change the relationship for the better.
Building bridges over international waters and issues. Where in the Bay Biden and Xi Jinping will meet and the issues that affect local lives.
If they follow the law, it sounds to me like they will have to vote to convict.
The man accused of attacking the husband of Nancy Pelosi faces his future.
The bill is passed, and without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
That was fast. A House divided shows it can come together to avoid a government shutdown. But the question is, for how long?
Draymond has got Gobert in a chokehold.
Temper, and fighting frenzies on the court. What will the fallout be because of this moment at Chase Center between the Timberwolves and the Warriors? Purple Rain. How you can get a shot at a piece of Prince history. Well, good morning, everybody. We hope you have your raspberry berets on, and if not, go dig them out of the closet. I'm Reed Cowan.
And I'm Nicole Zalimis. Would you be upset with me if I put you in a chokehold right now? Would that be acceptable in our workplace?
We'd have to have some therapy, and I would hope the police were watching because I think it's a crime.
Would I be ejected like Draymond was?
You would be suspended,
You're too important to us.
ejected, all of the things. Don't do that. No, I don't like seeing people fight.
I know.
That bothers me. It really does. And I don't like seeing these guys on the court doing that. We're going to talk about that coming up.
Well, talking about people coming together and not fighting, at least we hope so. It is a big day in our Bay Area community. Our station has crews dispatched all over the Bay covering the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Forum. Leaders representing world economies finding a way to cooperate. And the stars of today's talks are the leaders of U.S. and China.
And of course, as expected, there are a lot of road and lane closures you need to know about. You can see that there live look at the Bay Bridge on one side with one lane closed in each direction of the Bay Bridge, 9 o'clock every night until Friday, only accessible for emergency vehicles. But APEC is not the only thing that will slow down traffic this week. We're also in store for some of that wet weather.
And First Alert meteorologist Jessica Birch joins us now, tracking it all for us this morning. What can we expect, Jess?
Well, first things first, that double box that we just showed literally had the most beautiful sunrise next to the worst traffic I've seen on the Bay Bridge in quite some time. That was not a picture I want to see again when it comes to the traffic, but let's take another live look at that sunrise this morning. We are gearing up for some showers to sweep throughout the Bay Area heading into this afternoon. Actually, starting off with this morning, we've seen some light traces of showers here and there, but it's been really light for the most part, mostly up into the North Bay. The South Bay really hasn't seen too much activity, just these cloudy skies over us. 50s in the forecast for us near San Jose, 50s into Redwood City, and more 50s near Half Moon Bay. And into this afternoon, we're actually going to be seeing temperatures well above average down in the South Bay, but right where we should be up closer to San Francisco. I'll show you what I mean by that coming up in just a bit. But let's start off with another live look this morning over San Francisco as we're waking up and heading out the door. Here's what we can expect. Now, for all the kiddos in areas like Danville, so off into the East Bay, who are getting ready for school this morning, you don't need the umbrella now, but keep it in the backpack for later. We're going to be seeing rainy skies just around 3 o'clock, not only in the East Bay, but for our friends along the coastline too. Here's your Pacifica forecast. 50s and 60s all throughout the day today. Rainier skies into this afternoon. We're starting off with these light showers widespread throughout the Bay Area. It's been trace amounts, like I said, for the most part up near the North Bay. Drier conditions down into the South Bay. But as we gear up into this afternoon, just around lunchtime, those offshore showers become a lot more prominent. Here we go all the way into our 2 o'clock hour. Hour by hour, these heavy storms slowly start to sweep their way in. It becomes a lot lighter into the evening hours tonight. This is just around 5 o'clock all the way into our 8 o'clock hour. Notice how your drive home from work, if you drive home around 5 o'clock, is pretty heavy, but then it clears up nicely into the overnight hours to gear up for more showers later this week. More on that in a bit, but for now, over to you, Gianna.
All right, Jess, thank you. Let's talk about the roadways right now. If you're getting ready to hop on the freeways, it's pretty busy in some spots, especially off the East Shore Freeway. And a lot of you may use BART instead of getting stuck in those brake lights. So if you do, and if you are taking the Antioch, the yellow line coming out of Antioch to SFO, they're experiencing some delays this morning. So check the schedule. Also check that schedule for Muni with a lot of the street closures in San Francisco, there are a lot of reroutes in place, but they certainly are doing a great job getting you around the city with all of the closures and fencing and barricades. Caltrain, SF Bay Ferry, everything so far so good this morning. Bay Bridge Toll Plaza, bumper-to-bumper traffic for that commute into San Francisco. Keeping a close eye on this. One lane blocked on the upper deck as well as the lower deck. That will be in effect through the rest of the week for the APEC Forum. And you can see those closures still in place near Moscone Center. Also the ones near Embarcadero for the party right around the Exploratorium. Those are also in place. So busy into the city. Definitely plan for that. Hopefully you've sort of got your plan in place as you've been navigating this for the last couple of days. Also, don't forget, we are still dealing with a traffic alert, unfortunately. This is along 84 Niles Canyon Road, both directions between 680 and Main Street. South 680 busy, Dublin into the Sunol grade. But, you know, if you go a little further south on 680, you could head on surface streets and maybe cut over to 880, or maybe you can work your way back a bit using 238 or Mission to avoid some of those brake lights and that closure.
All right, Gianna, thank you for that. Let's continue with our big story this morning, the meeting between President Joe Biden and Chinese President Xi Jinping and the protesters that are likely to be camped outside. This is significant because the two haven't met in a year. They have a lot to talk about. This morning, the goal is to strengthen ties between China and the United States. Look at this behind me. This is video of President Biden riding down Broadway, winding down towards North Beach in a motorcade, window down. Security has many areas locked down. There's a major effort to keep the leader of the free world safe. Mr. Biden seeing with his own eyes our city, our issues, and what we live with every day on the ground level. And there's value to that experience. And we know this, where the president is, where people of power are, all week, you're going to see protesters. This is video outside of a fundraiser at the Merchants Exchange Club in the financial district. Protesters facing off with police in a rally against the president's support of Israel. And then look at this. This is Chinese President Xi Jinping's first time in the United States in more than 6 years. He's giving a wave there before taking the stairs down to touch on U.S. soil. It's also the first time that he has returned to San Francisco since he was a young Communist Party secretary. We understand he's at the St. Regis Hotel in San Francisco this morning, and we are seeing officers everywhere outside to keep him safe. Also, closely monitored vehicle checkpoints. Hundreds of supporters and protesters greeted the Chinese president when he arrived. Pro-China demonstrators chanted patriotic songs on megaphones, while anti-communist protesters put up banners and waved their signs. And we know this, what happens behind closed doors today and throughout the week matter to all of us. Sean Chitness, live from Market Street in Powell, where we can also expect the presence of protesters hoping to shape the narrative. Sean.
Reed, good morning, and we are seeing those protesters start to form here along Market Street. They are supposed to begin in just a few minutes here, but we do want to speak a little bit about what is happening while that protest will be going on and continuing into the day, and that is the meeting of both President Biden as well as President Xi, starting their day here in San Francisco, but going to be going down the peninsula and meeting in Woodside for that event. So let's talk a little bit more about what was happening leading into this morning and yesterday, Tuesday afternoon, when both of the presidents arrived into San Francisco. And of course, that required a lot of streets to be closed off and several blocks difficult to get through. And yet still protesters were here wanting to make sure that both of those presidents knew of their presence. Now, already we have an announcement that we are expecting between the U.S. and China cracking down on the manufacturing and exporting of fentanyl. Other issues, though, that remain a challenge and have strained this relationship include the shooting down of a Chinese spy balloon, as well as the issue of Taiwan. President Biden spoke about the goal that he has while he's here before he meets with President Xi.
To get back on a normal course of corresponding, being able to pick up the phone and talk to one another if there's a crisis, being able to make sure our military still have contact with one another.
Government is always bullying them. It's a blackmail and to threaten them to stop, say the truth. They want to come here to say the truth to the President Xi, because in China there's no way to do that. Even though
there's no freedom of speech and
they don't have a freedom of speech, even the social media.
And so that protests are part of the many that were there as President Xi was arriving into the city yesterday. As we mentioned, though, there were also a lot of people who wanted to show their support to the Chinese president. So now let's talk about the protesters who are just over my shoulder here along Market Street, getting ready to begin. That's because this is also the beginning of the APEC CEO Summit. And these protesters have said that they want to make it clear their views on income inequality as well as climate change. So we're going to stay here, continue to monitor the situation, see what happens with this protest group, and bring you updates throughout the morning. Reed, back to you.
Sean, thank you so much for all of your live reporting this entire week. Great job. We will visit you a little bit later in the broadcast.
President Xi's meeting with President Biden today will happen in Woodside at Filoli, a secluded estate with lavish gardens. The property was closed off yesterday, and there were signs outside saying it would be hosting a private event. Months of planning have gone into this meeting after another rocky year of tensions between the U.S. and China. Meanwhile, the president was asked yesterday about how he would define success during the meeting. Even though that meeting will happen outside of San Francisco, Biden will be coming right back to the Embarcadero, and there will be major road closures around the Exploratorium starting at noon. That's where President Biden is throwing an official VIP reception, a.k.a. a big party, and there are reports that singer Gwen Stefani will perform at that. First Lady Jill Biden is here in San Francisco today as well, and she'll be visiting Atherton later on for a presidential re-election campaign event. The event, dubbed the Biden Victory Fund, is being hosted by Doug and Lisa Goldman, as well as former state controller Steve Wesley and philanthropist Anita U. Wesley. The time and location of the event will be announced later. Meanwhile, President Biden and the Bay Area's Kamala Harris, Vice President of the United States, joined Governor Gavin Newsom at a fundraiser at the Merchants Exchange building. Once again, heavy police presence. Look at this. Officers in riot gear formed a blockade at Montgomery and California streets. Marianne Delfer is a tourist caught up in all these closures.
It's okay, but it's a little bit more complicated for us as tourists, because we don't know all the streets, and so we have to go up and down and around.
And for anyone visiting the Bay Area, APEC traffic tangles. Gianna's going to help you navigate through these traffic tips, and stay tuned for that coming up throughout the morning. Now, APEC promises to deliver the headlines right here in the Bay all day. To stay up to date on the money moves, the political positions, and impacts here at home, including how to navigate around a city full of fences and barricades, you can log on to KPIX.com.